For those of you who have tuned in to my Ghost Bride video on YouTube, I have actually drawn attention to 牛头马面, which is the horse head and ox face strong men whose job is to bind souls and take them back to Yen Luo Wang, or the 9-10 courts of hell. And also I did mention about Sing Wong Bio in Singapore, which still practices the age-old tradition or the almost occult, borderline occult or taboo subject of ghost marriages. So as I was digging deeper into the Chinese conceptualization of life and death and the afterlife, I actually quite stumbled upon this duo, and they're called 黑白无常 or 大二爺伯。And they're quite popular in Singapore, Malaysia, as well as in Taiwan, even though Taiwan, they carry a different name. But in Singapore, Malaysia, they are known as 黑白无常 or 大二爺伯. So do not judge them by appearance when you first see them as effigies in temple, posters or pictures, or even little amulets that worshippers carry. These two men do not only help to bring the evildoers to heaven, to hell to be tried by Yen Luo Wang, the king of hell, but also help the living, so that we actually do not end up in hell to be tried to begin with in the first place. So in the folklore or legends has it that the white god, his name is Xie Bian, and it means for you, if you do not if you commit any crime or anything like that, you're happy to make amends, then everything will be peaceful and calm and safe. And the black god, his name is Fan Wu Jiu. So if you keep continuing committing crimes, then sorry, there's no help for you. It will just still be no salvation or anything like that. You'll just be fried in the different courts of hell, like in my Ghost Bride YouTube video. So the white god is commonly portrayed as someone who's really pale and white, and in his complexion, very tall and very skinny. He's wearing a white robe with a really high white hat, and on his head inscripted Chinese words 一见发财, which means when you encounter me, you actually come into good luck and prosperity. He holds in his hand a fan, as well as like a fish-shaped shackle, actually to bind the hands of the criminal or the bad person or the naughty person. Or sometimes he's holding a wooden sign if he's not holding the fish-shaped shackle. And he's also portrayed as the taller of the duo. And the black god, saying he's wearing a black robe. He's got a black tall hat that says 天下太平, which means peace to the world. He's always portrayed as dark skin, really black face, and he's a stocky, grumpier version of the duo, and always really angry. He smokes a lot, so when there's spirit mediums or tangki, he will be the one who's smoking or chain smoking, drinking cans of Guinness or Martell or whatever VSOP hard liquor concoction. So as Xie Bian, the white god, as well, he'll be heavily smoking or drinking heaps of alcohol. But he has the one with the long tongue, and I'll tell you later why he's got the long tongue sticking out of his face or his mouth. But the black god, Fan Wujiu, is the one who looks more angry and horrible, snarly, angry face on his expression, and it's quite scary when they both go in. When you have spirit mediums or tangki going into a trance, engaging these two spirit mediums. So how did they actually come about? How these two actually living men end up being Taoist deities of the underworld and being worshipped by lots of believers around in Asia. So there's many different types of origin stories or different versions and things like that. So probably the one that a lot of people would know or read about or been told of is so Xie Bian and Fan Wujiu. They're both really hardworking men. They're constables in the local yamen. So yamen is like our local police beat or the police station. And during this time, they work really hard together. They like good hyongdai, xiongdi and good brothers. And one day they were deciding to meet each other on the bridge. It started raining really, really heavily. So Xie Bian, which is the white guard, he said, Fan Wujiu, which is the black guard, if you wait here, I'll go get us an umbrella so that we won't get drenched and things like that. So Xie ran home to go procure an umbrella. Fan, who's so faithful to his brother Xie, just waits quietly on the bridge, and the rain just keeps coming, hammering down heavier and heavier and heavier. And guess what? The level in the river actually rose up, and he was swept to his death. All the while still faithfully waiting for Xie to come back with that umbrella, but he actually got swept and drowned to death. That's why he's portrayed as black, all black. When Xie came back with the umbrella, he searched frantically for Fan, couldn't find him, don't know where he is. He was so ravaged by grief. He was so upset that he's lost his brother, his xiongdi, that he actually hung himself to death to follow his brother into the netherworld. That's why he's portrayed in white with his tongue protruding out, because he actually died from hanging. So when the two of them actually end up in the underworld in front of Yan Luo Wang, Yan Luo Wang was so impressed at how faithful they are in life as well as in death. So the Yan Luo Wang actually assigned them roles as constables of the underworld, working alongside牛头马面, and they were tasked with bringing, catching these bad spirits and souls, having, to bring them to be tried. Because牛头马面, they be escorting anyone, but 黑白无常 or 大二爷伯, they're the ones that will actually capture only the black ones, the bad ones, so the criminals, the evil ones, the evildoers. Their other role is also to visit the human realm where we all live in, and actually reward the good and punish the bad at the same time. So it's also said that depending on who actually speak to them when they are in the spirit trance mode, or when there's a tangki of 黑白无常, it really depends on how you are as a person. You might get a good feeling, a good wish. You might be given lucky numbers to strike some money. But I'll be really scared if I'm a criminal, or I've been doing some dodgy stuff on the side, and 黑白无常gets into a trance. I don't know. I might lose my life or anything like that. So it's a good like say a warning for us to actually tidy up and try to live our lives in much better way, and obviously try not to make them angry or step on their toes, and also hopefully that they won't drag us to the afterlife and put us through the 9 courts of different hell, which is It's horrible. So Taoist worshippers see them as saviors who see to justice and equality and hope for beings. So that's why 黑白无常 or 大二爺伯, the effigies are usually placed on the left or the right side, flanking Justice Bao. So Justice Bao is Bao Gong or Bao Jingtian. He's a judge in the living, and apparently he's also given a task of a judge in death. There's heaps of documents floating around and some whispers and hearsay that actually Bao Gong might also be King Yama or Yan Lo Wang. They might be just, the two same persons in one. I have no idea. I've never been there. I'm still alive, so I won't know until, my day comes. But Justice Bao is portrayed, dark skin, dark face, all black with, a dragon robe. He's got a crescent moon on his forehead.
开封有国包青天，铁面无私辨忠奸，江湖豪杰来相助，王朝和马汉在身边。
The worshippers believe that Justice Bao or Bao Gong was believed to be able to judge affairs in the living as well as the afterlife. And he's aided by 无敌亚伯 or 黑白无常. The other thing of noteworthy to mention is also, if you've seen my other Sun Wukong YouTube video, I've portrayed or I've mentioned about Dangi or spirit mediums. At that time for the Sun Wukong is the 齐天大圣 spirit medium or Dangi. He actually sits on a dragon chair because they're heavens, so they're auspicious deities. When it comes to 黑白无常 or 大二爺伯, the chair that they sit on to start the ritual of Dangi or spirit medium or look dang or tio dang, they actually sit on a chair that has 牛头马面 on the back and the handles. So the back that you lean on would probably have two cow heads, and the handle of the wooden chair has two horse heads because they are underworld deities. So it's also said that when they go into trance, as usual, there'll be hits of belching. They seem to feel nauseous when the spirit deity is on its way. Obviously, he's being held down by spirit helpers because he has immense strength and he wouldn't know what he's doing, and most of the time they can't remember when they awake from the Dangi, Lokdang or Tiodang as well. They can't remember what happened or what they've said or what they've done, but they are of immense strength, so they need to be held down. It's also said that obviously they'll be rocking back and forth and different things that they'll be doing, but because of 大二爺伯 or 黑白無常 is an underworld deity, so when these deities here, when the 黑白無常 is here, either for the white or the black god, the Danki will actually slump forward and he will bang the floor with his two hands flat. And the underworld deity, either 黑白無常, the black and the white, either or will enter the spirit medium through his head and out through his feet. So this is actually quite different compared to the heavenly Dangi in terms of like 齐天大圣 or 三太子, which is Neta, or even 关羽, which is Guan Gong, the god of war. The other thing is there are a lot of witnesses who actually also said that during the spirit ritual, the Danki smokes, chain smokes, whatever, Marlboro, Camel, whatever rokok, whatever cigarettes that's given to him is chain smoking. And he'd be drinking copious amounts, like 10 cans of Guinness Stout. On top of that, VSOP or Martell or cognacs of some sort. He'd be mixing all these. When he comes out of this trance, there are reporters who actually sniff their breath. There's no traces of alcohol. So that's, you can say, you don't believe in these sort of things, don't believe in, the spirit mediums, the tangki, they're all just obscure, Taoism or cult. But then again, if this person drinks or drank 10 cans, of Guinness Stout, cognac, Martell, VSOP, all the hard liquor stuff that you can actually light yourself for fire, with no traces of alcohol can be smelled in her breath, do you think maybe then黑白无常, one of them, the wider blackguard, could actually escape RBT, the random breath test, on the streets right now? So, if they told to breathe into the apparatus, no traces of alcohol. Let's think about that. So, leave you something to think about.
拜呀。